Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And today our question comes to us from Reverend Phoenix. And Reverend Phoenix has a question about the binder chakra system. And his question is this: what is the binder chakra system and how is it different from other kinds of chakra work? And also, how did I come to follow this system? And I'm going to start with the last part of that question first. How did I become familiar with this system and come to believe in it and include it in my works? And it began by knowing a man by the name of Peter Binder, who was a musician and an energy worker. And 25 years ago, Peter had written a book on his system for working with the chakras. And in those days, this was before the school was actually a thing, but we were doing a lot of metaphysical work. We were doing classes, we were publishing books, etc. And basically I ended up having Peter come and teach at the spirit center we were running. And I remember sitting in the class, and the book itself desperately needed editing, but there was a tremendous amount of material in it that was very good. And as I was listening to him talk about it, at first it just seemed like an awful lot of stuff with very little direct relevance until I noticed that he was talking about things that I had already directly experienced. He was talking about various minor chakras, what they related to, the kinds of sensations that you might experience if you were working with them. And I realized that within the last few months before this, I had been working with these energies, but not known of them in terms of what exactly they were, or thought of them as being connected to chakras. I just thought of them as being connected to the spirit guides that I was working with. And as he described the qualities, they were the same issues I had been working with. And when he was able to do that without even knowing that I had been recognizing these things, and I realized that there was something to what he was teaching. And so I undertook to edit the work and incorporated it in the second degree lessons. We also have a number of other classes based on it at the school. And what is the binder chakra system? Well, there are a number of major chakras in the body, and there are thousands of minor chakras in the body. And many different cultures have worked with chakras, definitely not always under that name, but the idea of energetic centers, many ancient cultures as well as modern cultures had teachings about this, and tend to range anywhere from 3 chakras to 7. Historically, some modern systems work with more, as well as all those thousands of minor ones. But try to find information on anything but the major ones, and you'll find yourself without a lot to turn to. Most people who have written on the subject have only written about the major chakras, but they may reference the fact that there are many minor ones as well, but they don't really talk about them. Now, the binder system doesn't exactly talk about those minor chakras. The best place that I could recommend for learning about minor chakras is Eastern medicine, such as acupuncture and other forms that make use of them. But the binder system goes into the major chakras and breaks them down in terms of their internal components in a way that I've never seen done elsewhere. And binder starts from a Buddhist point of view, and that means that he ignores the first and second chakra, as Buddhists tend to do, and starts with the solar plexus and works up. And he mapped out basically 7 layers for each chakra, and each of those 7 layers deals with the energy that the chakra is connected to in different ways and different aspects. And most of them he regarded as having 2 aspects, one which would tend to manifest to the right and one to the left, as well as companion energy centers also to the right and to the left. He also posited 3 circuits of chakras, one in the center, one in the front, one in the back, which had these many energy centers, again, with different purposes. So it's a very complex system with a great deal of information in it. And as I say, the thing that sold me on it was when I recognized what he was describing as something I had already worked with without realizing that it was directly connected to chakras. And what you can do with the binder system that you cannot do with anything else that I am aware of is go into the chakras in a very precise and specific way to address precise and specific issues in an energetic way. if you're working with chakras, you find blockages. Where those blockages are can have a much more specific understanding, much more specific interpretation using the binder system than using others. The other thing I found interesting is because of the many different layers that the binder system addresses, it explains why for some people chakras will seem to be slightly differently positioned than for other people, because they've developed different levels of the chakra more fully than others. And I found that to be very, very interesting. So this is basically what the binder chakra system is and the way that it differs from others, and that is in its extreme detail and focus on these particular levels and aspects. And if you'd like to learn more about the binder chakra system, you can go to the Second Degree book and go to Chapter 9, the infamous Chapter 9. And a few people love the binder system and love Chapter 9, but most people just kind of groan and think, oh my goodness, all those layers, all that chakra information. But if you're working with chakras, all that information is actually really, really useful. So that is my answer to the question. I hope you find it helpful, and until next time, may you blessed be. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from witchschool.com. Are you looking for the best in pagan and magical education? With more than 12,000 pages, witchschool.com is like having your own personal library with individual learning assistants to help you study. And Witch School's Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere education system is available any place on Earth, anywhere you are and anytime you want it, as long as you have an internet connection. Witch School's lifetime memberships are a great value. They really do last a lifetime. They've been there for years and they'll be there for years to come. So get your membership today at witchschool.com.